I'm Anna.
And welcome to When Creativity Knocks. Today we're going to be doing a very fun creative floral project.
Yes, we're doing foam board plant stakes.
Plant stakes. And in 5 easy steps, you're going to show us how we can do these too.
Of course.
Perfect. Let's get started. All right, so let's get started here with step 1, and it's as simple as printing out the PDF pattern, right?
Correct.
And that's provided for you right here on our website. Just click on the link to the right of this video, and there's going to be, what, 6 different options?
There's 6 different options for you to choose from. These are patterns I actually designed for this project.
Okay.
Okay, step 2 is easy as tracing and cutting. And what I'm going to do, I went ahead and cut out the circle for our lollipop. Here again, trace it onto the foam board.
Okay.
Now, we've taught foam board cutting, Megan. How do we foam board
There are
cut?
3 layers of foam board, and you have to go over the same spot 3 times to make sure that you get a nice clean edge.
Right.
I
So,
can be taught.
She can be, and the foam board cutting is the same in a circle as if you were using a straight edge ruler.
Okay.
Okay. The one thing is make sure you keep your X-Acto knife nice and straight, that you don't curve it.
Right, right.
Okay, as
and
you're
you
cutting.
pull towards you.
And you're going to pull. Beautiful. You're
that
pull
gives you the
towards
most control.
So you got the idea.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that. Here, look at this. I think this is so cool. Look at this.
Hi.
It's gone. It's their new retractable blade. So fun.
All the
So,
magic.
now here's our pattern again.
Okay.
Now you are going to have to trace on this particular pattern. Is the only one that you're really going to have to do this. So this is the old school way of having tracing paper. If you don't have tracing paper, you just take a pencil, and just
Scrabble in the lead nice and dark.
right.
Okay.
And so
Set it on your foam board.
if you have tracing paper, go ahead and use that. Set it on your foam board.
And then you just trace.
with a pencil.
Okay.
You're going to trace again, and voila,
And that helps to give you the lines.
it gives you the lines.
Easy. So now your pattern's done, you're cut, and you've traced.
And now we're going to color.
So, oh, that's my favorite step.
This is fun. Okay. Now, one thing I didn't tell you before, Megan, is there is a little dot on each one of the patterns, and that's where you're going to mark on the foam board so you know where the stake is going to go.
Okay.
We're using bamboo skewers as our stakes.
Okay.
So now we're going to color, and I went ahead and got this started for you. Now, one little tip with using painters is when you're going to use a painter marker, it's not like using a crayon where you can go back and forth.
Right.
Okay? Because the foam board does have a little bit of a slick top on it. So what I do is I outline like so, and then I'm going to come back and I'm just going to do lines.
Okay.
Okay? So, because if I went back and forth, it would look like I went back and forth.
And what we're using is the Elmer's painters, which are basically paint markers, but not because
They are paint markers.
Well, I mean, they are, but we want to use them like a regular felt tip marker. And they come in a bunch of different colors. There's primary, there's fluorescent, so there's lots of different options, because I know you've kind of done a mixture of the two.
Yeah, I do. I have fluorescence along with the regular colors too.
And then one thing too, while you're doing that, I noticed along the edges of the foam board, you kind of want to carry over your color so that it gives it more of the 3-dimensional look, so that it looks like the colors of the lollipop wrap around.
Exactly.
But I mean, we're not going to do the back side or anything.
No, we're not going to do the back side. And if you can see that, see the edge. And
just
so
to carry it
literally
over.
what I do is I take it and I just a little bit of an angle, right? And let me do this side here too.
Upside down is a challenge.
Yeah, upside down is always a challenge. And then I'm just going to color it with the marker.
Easy enough.
Yep. And it just gives it a really nice little finishing touch that way. And so I'm going to go ahead and now you see how, you can see the stripes a little, but it doesn't look like you've gone back and forth like with a
Like
crayon.
a mark where you scribble. Yeah.
And also the other thing when you're doing something like this, I just put little X's so I can work
remember
my
what
pattern.
color.
What color comes next?
So I'm going to keep coloring,
You just keep coloring, Megan.
and you can move on and tell them what our next step is.
And after Megan's done coloring, we're going to come back and we're going to show you how to do some dot lettering. For step 4, we're going to do lettering. And Megan, I must say, you did a wonderful job coloring.
Thank you.
My girls always love to color. So what there's another PDF for them to download, which is right next to the patterns.
Okay, so again, on the right side of this video, you can find it right next to the previous link that you clicked.
And it's a dot lettering guide that I've designed for you. And I know my friends always ask me, oh, could you
You have
write?
such nice handwriting,
Yeah.
Anna.
So I thought I would share that with you. If you have great handwriting, just go for your own. If not, download our little easy guide. And I have the whole alphabet here for you. So
And then you never have to buy rub-ons again, because now you can write with your own handwriting.
And Megan actually has very good handwriting too, I must say. She
Thanks,
does.
Mom.
So what you're going to do is you're going to start, for instance, on this letter A. You see there's that little line right there? You're going to follow the arrow with your
Okay.
marker. You're going to lift up your marker. You'll see where the little arrow 2 is. You're going to follow down there, lift
Okay.
up your marker.
Okay.
Same thing, number 3, you're going to cross your A.
Okay.
Okay, so you could either run a couple of these off
Having
and trace,
flashbacks to 2nd grade. Now your alphabet should look like this.
tracing or not, or just again freehand. Then you see where X marks the spot on each one of the different points.
But don't actually make an X.
No, don't act. Yeah, don't. I just put that there. 'Cause
I mean, that's cute, but
yeah, okay, or yeah, if you want to use X is great. But so we're in a dot, 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 dot.
Okay.
In this alphabet, I have the whole alphabet, upper and lowercase. I did for you, as well
How
as
considerate of you.
as well as the numbers too. So you're set to go for anything.
And I know too, sometimes people get carried away and they make their dots really big, but the smaller sometimes the better. So sometimes if you just go dot, dot, especially with like a paint pen, because the tip of it is thick enough.
Right.
For
The
it to
paint
be,
marker
like,
will give
comparable to
you
how
a
big you're gonna
nice,
make it.
yeah. Perfect. Good job, Meg.
Thanks.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to letter. Now, on the sample one we have that
A happy birthday?
is happy birthday, but I'm going to do a get well. This is also really a fun thing to put in a bouquet for a friend who needs to get
And now
well.
I noticed you just spun it around because we know your stake dot is down here. So make sure that you spin it around so that you don't get it upside down.
Right. So I'm going to freehand this, but here again, if you want to pencil in first.
Or
and-
practice a few times.
yeah, but we're just going to, it's my
Because,
alphabet.
growing up, we always used to ask my mom when we were doing our projects if she could do the writing because she had prettier handwriting. And she would always force us to do it. So you should always force your kids to do their own handwriting because that's how I got such beautifully legible handwriting. My mother forced me.
I'm just not even going to comment on that.
She beat me until I wrote my own letters. G, that's not how you spell get well. I'm just kidding.
Now I'm going to go back. You may want to be sure you let this dry because if you put your hand across, guaranteed, you will
You're going
end
to
up.
have part of get well on the side of
You
your
will
hand.
have, yes. So you can do the little dots like Megan was talking earlier. You may have to just make a little bit of circles depending. My letters are pretty big on this one. So I'm just making little circles. And there you go. There's your get well.
Bada bing, bada boom. That was easy.
That was super easy.
And now we have one step left. All right, so our final step.
We're ready for our final step. For our steak, we're going to use bamboo skewers.
Okay.
Okay. And this is where we marked our little spot, and I can actually still see it through the red paint.
On your mark, get set, stake it.
Stake it. So I am definitely putting the steak in, just like so.
Okay.
Okay. And now I'm going to wrap it in cellophane.
So this is your final sort of
this
decorating.
This is our final for this particular one.
For this one. Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to take it.
And you're just going to kind of wrap it to mimic a candy wrapper.
Bingo.
Oh, that
Exactly.
noise is so...
Okay. Let me do that so maybe you can see a little bit better at home.
Would you
And
like some ribbon, darling?
I would definitely like some ribbon, so go ahead and tie that while I'm holding it.
My bows are not as good as yours.
It's actually not a bow, you just need to tie a knot.
My bows are not as good as yours.
Okay.
Do I double knot it? Because it's kind of loose.
Yeah, you could go ahead and double knot it. Okay, very good. And then if you do want to add another piece of ribbon to do a bow, you can also do that, or just tie another one just to hang down.
Just tie one to hang down so mine doesn't look bad.
And then you're going to fluff it. And if it's too long, this might be a little long, I would trim this down. Hey Megan, that was really fun. Thank you for helping me with the
Yeah,
Get
of
Well
course.
sucker. And I wanted to just reference the shapes, some other ideas that you can do.
Right.
Because some of them are pretty basic shapes, and I did that on purpose. Now the heart I used for Just Get Married for a wedding, and added some little wedding bells on.
Just get married.
I'm sorry, just married.
In the conversation, you've done just a little I love you, maybe good for Valentine's Day.
Or you could add your own little wise quip to the,
Sure, I can
the
think of a
bubble.
few.
I think so. The star I used for A Star is Born.
And you used the gel tip pens on that as
Yeah.
well as the paint markers.
Correct.
Perfect.
And I also used pink and blue foam board on that.
Very nice. And the green?
The green is the Christmas tree, and I put to the clauses. You could do this for any of your friends and put it in a poinsettia. Super cute, inexpensive to do, really neat.
And if you notice, some of these are done on colored foam board, and Elmer's has a really great line of colored foam board. And here's just a couple samples of them. You'll notice the black one is even colored all the way through. Now, if there's a specific color that you want, that you're trying to achieve, that you can't find, you can always just slap some paint on it, and that's what we've done with the pumpkin.
Yes, I used acrylic paint. I painted, and you can even see I used the markers on this to add the pumpkin lines
And then
in the
used,
green.
and then used the black foam board just to put the face. And it was all adhered using the Elmer's Craft Bond glue pen, and that will just stick it all together nice and good.
Yes, it does. It's really easy to do this way. And this too is fun. You could line your whole walkway with the pumpkins if you were having a party, or, you know, we have so many great ideas. I think you can figure it out on your own.
Well, this was a fun, easy project, very creative, very cute. Mom, thanks so much. And we always say is when creativity knocks,
Hey, open the door.